and what they mean. Why do we all dream and not talk about them? Why try to fit in? That is the end, right? So we all dream. Dogs, cats, you can see your dog moving like this. Your kids dream, babies dream. When you get older, there's signs of people dreaming so vividly about some form of afterlife that they say, personally, my grandpa, he passed away, he personally said, there's somebody knocking on the door. Some heavenly figure. He was on a horse, wearing all white. He was just knocking on a door. And I would say maybe 2 or 3 days later, my grandpa passed away. My grandpa, I wasn't scared of death during the time because I felt like he was always there with me. And if I believe in heaven and hell, I would be so frightened. I wouldn't know what to do. And luckily during that time, my shift in believing a more positive outlook on eternal life after death came to me at a pretty young age through this was through psychedelics and looking into DMT. I've not taken DMT, but it'd be cool someday. Becoming a servant to my soul, and if you feel like you're a servant, you must become the ruler. So I do feel like I'm kind of in charge, right? I feel like my ego's in charge, or the human form that I am is in charge. So I must become its servant. I must obey to temptation. I must not be tempted by my phone. I must not be tempted by exterior human beings when I go to the gym, when I go to the supermarkets. I must become me everywhere I go. When I have conversations with my parents, with the people that live with me, with people in public, I must learn to become comfortable in my own skin. And doing that, if you really think about it, like maybe you can speak different with your homie or your homegirl versus a random person that you see versus a coworker. We all kind of have this weird psyche or this weird ego that just covers up our face, right? Like, here we go. Don't want nobody to know who I am, right? Like, we all have like this weird mask that we cover up and we become different people. And like, it's true. Yeah, that's just 100% facts. I don't really need to go deep into that. Now, your dreams are a way that your soul talks to you. And what that is it's your past self, past self, past self, past self, past self, past self, internally, internally past self. And the more vivid your dreams are, the more dreams that you have, the more connected you are. But a lot of times we interpret dreams wrong, right? And a good way to know that this is true is just karma. I don't really like the word karma because there's no weight to it. When somebody says, "Hey, this happened before. I dropped a pen inside of this room and that happened to me before." Wow. And then we just live on our daily life. But we should look at it as like, wow, I had karma right there. I probably lived in this life before, and this time I got to get it right. And if I don't get it right, then I'm going to restart and I'm going to restart. So it's kind of taking Buddhism, but not the reincarnation part where we reincarnate into a tree or a fly or an animal. You just reincarnate into you until you get it right. And sometimes, if you don't get it right and you don't even know, you just keep repeating the same process over and over and over until you figure out what your path is. And what your path is the truth. That's it. No examples, no following a course to make money, no following this course, no need to like, share, subscribe to this channel. This is just a video that if it speaks differently, that's it. That's it. It's your dreams. And if you could remember your dreams, wake up, write it down, and then don't believe your dreams, right? You have to go into interpretation. You have to ask yourself, raw, into detail, man, what the fuck is happening in my daily life? Well, around me, there are liars, sinners, deceivers, stealers, non supporters. And I feel like I'm trying. I feel like I'm really trying. And I'm trying so hard that I've been sober for this long. This is what's going on. And then interpretate your dream. Well, I was in a forest, there was a lamb, and there was a little boy and a little girl. What the fuck does that mean? Go to a dream interpretation app, just dreamybot.ai or dreamybot.com. You have to do your waking life. If you want vague results, sugarcoat it. If you want the real deal shit, real deal it. Right? I'm having all these struggles. I'm going through a lot of this shit. You know, my sister, my brother-in-law, they're calling me. I'm ignoring their calls. I'm not stepping up to the plate. I'm a very angry person. I'm emotionally not there. I'm emotionally not sane. You have to give it real for your soul to speak to you, and then I'll speak to you. Now, let me give you some examples. There was this dream where I was, with this girl, and her sister had a dream about just stabbing herself. She was alive, but she was just stabbing herself with a knife. And interpretation might be like, just harming yourself. But once you interpret the dream, what happened is she's a very angry person, and she can outlash through her words, and she could be triggered very easily. And so what happened in the last few days was she was yelling at her kids, and she ended up breaking up with her boyfriend or husband, and then they ended up getting back together later on. But it's still there. If you don't fix that underlying thing for what your path is, for what your soul and your ancestors are trying to tell you, it's still there. That's still there. It's always going to be there until you fix it. It'll be there in your next relationship. It'll be there until the day you die. So you gotta, for you to grow and move on, you gotta change. You gotta fix it. For me, for example, in my waking life, I've been sober for 91 days. Was pretty addicted to some bullshit ass drugs, and fapping, just a normal guy shit, right? Porn, the whole 9 yards. Have 2 kids. Was drifting. You know, I don't even want to gloat myself on this shit. Basically a drifter in life, right? And been 91 days sober, and in my waking life, really like the adults around me, there's not a lot of support, very vague conversations, right? Trying to talk deep conversations, talk about, deep conversations are like, why do we exist? What is your purpose? Life after death. Why do you think that we think? Why do you think that we dream? Why do you see what you see out of your eyes and I can't see what you see out of your eyes? Some deep shit, right? And I'll get like, I don't know. And I'll get like, I don't know, I'm hungry. I don't know, what do you want to eat today? Just like the same old shit. So, I just felt like a lack of support, right? So, and the only ones there for me are my children, which are 3 and 2, and my dream was telling me, hey, you don't need to look anywhere else for support. They're going to be your anchors. So that helped me in my waking life, right? I had a dream that I was fighting with my baby moms. I told her just to go back to the truck. There's a big truck in the dream. We are going to a park, and I was like, just stay there. I'm just going to take the kids out to the park and play with them myself. And so that kind of symbolizes like, hey, my soul is telling me those are your anchors. You don't that's it. Follow your path, follow your journey, but those kids are your anchors. So again, there was another dream. And again, dreams are reflective on if you could recognize them, change, and then you'll dream more and you'll move on. So another dream that I had, I could, I don't know. You guys can see right here. I've been writing down my dreams. Dream, dream, dream. Here's a dream. But this dream, the Inferno. This is just an example, right? You can look at this as complete, utterly bullshit. That's fine. Or this could really resonate with you. That's fine. Whatever your path is, if I'm trying to search for souls, this will connect to your soul. Not your ego, not your human form. But in my dream, there was an inferno, and my mom said, go help the workers, right? So I'll tell you what happened the day before. The day before, I was gonna get this tattoo. Um, it was this tattoo on my leg that I got right here. Let's see. If I can stand on this chair. But you could barely see it. It's of a cross and some wings that I designed myself. And, I'm just going down better habits, not letting the devil get a stray of my neck anymore. And we were going to get this tattoo, going down different parlors. And our homies he had his laundry basket stolen from him. It's a pretty nice laundry basket. And we found it in this woman's car in a very fast, very compulsive liar. Right away, she goes, "That's not your basket. That's my neighbor's basket, and she told me to go get it for her, so I'm not going to take it out of my car." We all looked at each other, we're like, dude, what the fuck? That's literally his basket. There's a Tide Pod inside of it. Long story short, the coworker calls a cop. We didn't even call the cops. Cops come. We could press charges. And before that, I go up to her facely. I'm like, so listen, if you're a busy person, which most people are, what if you go out and let's say you're doing your laundry and I take some of your clothes? What would you call that? She's like, stealing. I was like, okay, so what do you think that this is? She's like, I'm not really very fast at lying. Super, super quick. When you lie so much, your lies become your truth, right? And so, boom, very fast. And the cops basically say, do you want to press charges? And I remember, I was like, your karma would be for me to say yes right now. And you know what I said? I said no. She'll learn someday. It's not my job to make her learn. So wasting the time, wasting all the energy, still. So in the dream, there's a casket, and during these caskets, we're catching bad people and bad habits that were going inside these caskets. My mom said, hey, go help the 2 coworkers downstairs. I go downstairs, and we're about to throw the casket into the inferno. It was a black casket. I was like, hey, where are the wings? And then the coworkers tell me, oh, this casket doesn't get it. They didn't make it. They didn't make it. Oh, okay. Freak goes in the casket. Goes in the casket with the wings. And so, long story short, that dream, looking it up, I was just like, oh, wow, that was pretty scary. Graveyard, casket, inferno, no wings. But when you look it up, it actually means that in your waking life, for me to stop and ask, where are the wings, is for me to give the people that shouldn't have a chance in redemption, or the people that fucked up so many times, is for me, my personality, to still give them a chance. Hey, why? Let's give them another chance. Just like that lady. I was like, no, that's fine. So in my heart and my soul, I still find that it's a possibility for humans and for them to find their souls and for them to change. This isn't through some religious structure. This is this what I believe. This is my path, and for you to figure out what your path is your way. My way can be completely 100% wrong, but that's what makes it feel right? Like, I'm not saying subscribe or like or follow, and I'm not saying, if you guys want to help me out, subscribe to my Patreon and drop $1 over there. It really supports out the channel. It just seems so fake. And it seems fake that, here's already infrastructure. You guys are already here. Give me some money because I need to build. And, a lot of things seem fake to me. And I don't think business is fake at all. I think that's the way the world runs. But I'm talking about more of the religious side of things. I love business. So this video is a little bit longer, and that's fine. If it meant something to you, then it should. Black casket with wings. Let's see. It was not this kind of seems like some emo shit, but it was almost like this right here. The wings would have been, I guess, on the bottom, and then I was like, hey, why are there no wings? and then just threw that bitch in there, right? And so, I'm gonna end it there. My next video, I'm gonna dabble into Christianity just a little bit, just a